Hello, everybody. So what we're going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be doing Lab 1, but I'm going to be doing Lab 1 with jdoodle.com. And so the reason I'm doing that is because we didn't have videos for a currently working online site that you could do your work in. So we're going to be doing Lab 1 here. If you need more information, you should maybe take a look at the other Lab 1 video that's also linked in Lab 1. So we're going to try to do this in jdoodle.com. So I navigate to jdoodle.com, which is here. I have some Zoom stuff in the way. I'm going to log in. So I'm going to log in. I have an account that I made. So I will log in, sign in. We're here. Now that I'm logged in, I can go to jdoodle.com, not jdoodle.ai. That's going to be for AI stuff. So I'm going to click on the button that says Start Coding. Um, in the Pick a Language framework, I'm going to select Java. We did this in the last video, but we need to do it every time we make a project. I select Java. I give it a name. We'll call it Lab01. We don't need to change anything else here. So I'll click Start Coding. I will close this AI thing. We don't need it. And we'll take a look at our program. So our program, again, kind of includes some code, just as a sample code that we're going to generally have to delete for any particular project. But let's look at Lab 1. So Lab 1. Now, please pay attention to the instructions. Several instructions here are kind of telling you how to make a blank project. So if you make a project in Eclipse, it'll already be blank. But if you make it in JDoodle, as we just said, you have these extra lines in here that we don't need. So that's what these first instructions are for, right? Like, so if you look at the code here, you'll see this line like system.out.println hello world. And then in the next one, it's gone. I was just saying, hey, you can delete that. So let's do that. Let's select all the code inside of the main here, delete it just to get a blank project. Okay. Now, the next thing it says to do is using a comment, add your name, date, and the assignment. So I can copy this code from here, come over here, paste it. Actually, I'll just get rid of the comment that's already there, just delete it and paste our comment. Now, this is my name, but this is the wrong date. So let's put in the date. And there we go. So you should do the same, get your name in there. And then let's see what's next. Lab 1. Write a program that sets itself up to read user input from the keyboard, asks the user for two integers, x and y, computes the sum, difference, product, and quotient. And this is an example of what it could look like. Okay. So we're going to do this relatively quickly because you can look at the other videos if you want something slower. Also, you can pause, right? So let me click the not now on the optimize thing and let's do this. So in order to read input from the user, you need to add this line, import java.util.scanner near the top. That needs to come before the class. So you look for the line that says public class, my class, and this import line needs to be above it. All right, I will put it below my comment. That's just how I do it. Okay, so we did that. The next thing you need to do in order to read input from the user is inside of your main. So pay attention to where the curly braces are. This entire middle section here is where we actually put our code. And I will let me just go back here. Oops. I got an extra curly brace now. I was just trying to get it indented the right amount. That's all I was doing. So what am I going to do here? I need to declare a scanner. So you say scanner, SCNR equals new scanner system.in. That's required. Oops, I need a semicolon. That's required if we're going to read anything from the keyboard. Okay, so we've done that. Now, after we set it up here to read from input from the keyboard, we need to ask the user for two integers, x and y. Now you can do this different ways. What I'll do is I will declare an integer x and an integer y up here. And then inside the code, or now that I've got them declared, I'm going to read them from the user. Now you should tell the user what to do. They won't know otherwise. So you say system.out print, and then in quotes, I say like type in a number. I could say integer, but I'll just say type in a number. Uh, okay, that's it. And then the next thing we need to do is actually read it from the keyboard. So we have our variable x. So we'll say x equals, and then how do you read an integer from the keyboard? Well, it's scnr dot next capital I int semicolon, like this. Okay. So what we did here is we read in integer x. That's what we just did. Now we also need to read in the integer y, right? Because it says ask the user for two integers, x and y. So this entire thing that we just did, we'll do again. So I'll select all this code. I will copy it. And then I will paste it. Okay, now that indented weird. It's actually kind of annoying the way it indented, but whatever, we got it. But in the second one, I'm supposed to be reading the integer y. So I'll change it in the comment. And more importantly, I'll change it in the actual code on that third line, y equals scnr next int. Now, just to show you what this does, let's try it out. So I will click execute. Every time you write a few lines of code, you should run your program to make sure it's still working. So I ran it. Down here, it says type in a number and the cursor's flashing. So I can click in here, type a number like 6, type in a number, I'll say 2, and then I press enter and you'll notice that it says compiled and executed. That means it's finished. So our code works over here, but this is all we've written so far. So looking at what we're supposed to do, after we type in the numbers x and y, we're supposed to just add them, subtract them, multiply them, and divide them. Okay, there's different ways to do this. I'll do it the fastest way. So let's print out the sum, the difference, the product, and the quotient. Okay, so how will that look? Well, they'll all be very similar. So I can do a system.out.println to print, and I'll say the sum is, I'll leave a space. Notice the space is inside the quotes. And then after the quotes, I'll write plus, and this is where we put whatever like number we want to print. So I need to add the x and the y together and have them here. The fastest way is to put an extra set of parentheses here and write x plus y, like that. Now, just to show you, I'll run it again, execute, type in a number, I'll say 7. What? We're a little bit stuck here for some reason. Interesting. Okay, it started up again. Site's a little slow, I guess. I'll type in a 4, hit enter, and it says the sum is 11. Okay, so 7 plus 4 is 11. Now, once we've done that for the sum, we just need to do the same thing again for the difference, the product, and the quotient. So you just select this line, copy it, paste it 3 more times. And then we just need to modify those 3 lines into the difference, the product, and the quotient. So we'll change the text first of all. So sum, we'll say difference. The next one can be the product. And the last one could be the quotient. And now we've got sum, difference, product, quotient. But of course, we need to change the actual number that we're printing as well. So the first line here has x plus y. That's sum. The next one should be difference. So we'll just change that to a minus. That's the difference. The next one is product. That's multiplication. So you have to know that asterisk is multiplication in Java. And lastly, we have quotient, which is division, which is done with a forward slash. Okay? And that's pretty much it. And we can try it. We'll run this, execute, type in a number. I don't know why there's blank space here. Let's say 8, type in a number. Let's say 3. And it tells us the sum is 11, the difference is 5, the product is 24, and the quotient is 2. So the sum is 11, 8 plus 3 is 11. The difference is 5, 8 minus 3 is 5. The product is 24, 8 times 3 is 24, and the quotient is 2 because 8 divided by 3 is 2 point something, right? 2 point something. But these are integers. Everything we were doing here was with an integer, and there are no fractions with integers. So when you divide 8 over 3, you don't get 2 point something, you just get 2. And that's it. So we've completed lab 1. So you click the button here to save a local file, allow. You may notice that if you look at my downloads here, you'll see that it's kind of just adding number on the end as I get more and more of these. You can go through and you can fix the names there, but this is just for submitting it to me. I know what happened to make the name the way it is. So I downloaded this and we're good. So we go back to Google Chrome. No, why Google Chrome? Why did I say that? We just click over to the other tab, Lab 1, and we're supposed to submit it here. I'll click View as Student. Scroll down here, and I need to move the file over there. I can see it right there. That's the right one. I can submit it. Okay, and there you go. It's as easy as that. So be on the lookout for the equivalent of this video for Lab 3. I'll do that as well. So I'll stop the recording here, and I will talk to you later.